Okay, home gamers, time to discuss selling new homes to active adult buyers, one of my favorite subjects. So let's dive right in. So the first thing I want to educate you on when it comes to active adult buyers is the trigger point for buying a new home is very different than your family buyer. Think about your family buyer for a moment. What is the trigger event? They're getting relocated with their job. They're getting married. They're getting a divorce, or maybe they're expanding their family with new kids. And because that trigger point is a short-term event, they're generally in the market for 2, 3, 4 months before they're buying a home. So the trigger points for an active adult buyer are very different. What do I mean by that? What I mean is the active adult buyer is basically waiting for an event to occur in their life before they pull the trigger on a new home. Well, what kind of events are they waiting to happen before this takes place? So let me tell you, the first thing might be a retirement date. Maybe they've been caring for an ailing parent that they're waiting to pass on. Maybe they still have a child at home and they're waiting for that child to move out of the home. Or maybe they've got some sort of a pending surgery that's taking place that they want to get out of the way before they move on to their next phase of life. Maybe they're waiting for an inheritance. All these things are the common trigger events that active adults are waiting for before they buy a new home. So, the message I want to give you here is the buy cycle is considerably longer, where a family buyer might be in the market for 2 to 5 months, an active adult buyer is going to be in the market for 2 to 5 years, and you're going to hear that. So, the lesson point I want to begin with is the first thing you want to understand is when you're engaging these buyers, you want to understand what is the trigger event? What is the event that they're waiting for to take place that's going to occur before they buy that new home? So know that trigger event. Number 2, you need to be a great farmer as well as a great hunter. What do I mean by that? Well, think about your family buyers here for a moment. When you're selling family buyers, you've got your hot prospects. They're buying somewhere between 30 days and 6 months, and you're hunting those buyers down, following up quickly. They're in the sales funnel for a short period of time, and they're buying a house. Well, an active adult buyer, you've got to be a farmer. What do I mean by that? It's you've got your crop, and that crop is growing slowly, and you got to know when to harvest it. So rather than being in a 2 to 4 month relationship with a buyer, you might be in a relationship with a buyer for 2 to 5 years. Think about that for a second. Heck, your community might even be sold out by the time that takes place. So the secret to being a great farmer is your ability to maintain a long-term relationship, and you're going to do that by being a great resource of information. You're going to go online and you're going to subscribe to all the popular websites that give you information about your area, trends in the industry, what makes your builder unique and different from everybody else, what are the great things to do in your airport, what are the hobbies that you know they want to pursue that you can teach them about in the area. You're preparing them with all sources of information before they move. So when the time comes and that event takes place, you become top of mind. So you're building this long-term relationship as opposed to the family buyer. That's a very short-term relationship. So, number 3, secret sauce. You got to get more prospects in the funnel. You know, I see a lot of communities opening up with very few prospects. The reality is you need a lot more of them. So how are you going to do that? One of the ways of doing that is rather than marketing your community as a single community, market it as a soul community. Share your prospects with your other sister and brother communities. Another little technique that I've learned over the years is what if you've got a closeout community nearby? Well, go get that bucket of leads and bring them over into the CRM, into your community, and start marketing them. Get in line, get connected with your online sales counselor, another great place to get leads. Connect with the proper realtors in your area. Market off the competition. If you've got 2 or 3 big active adult communities in your area, you want to make sure that you get signs or billboards in those surrounding locations around those big active adult communities because you want to draw some of that competitors' traffic. So, where are you going to find these able, ready buyers? I am going to tell you, in every market, there is a network of real estate agents that specialize in active adult buyers. You need to get out. You need to connect with those. Where are you going to find them? Okay, you want to go to search engines like 55 Places, Retire Places, Active Adult Living, retirenet.com. These are the big search engines that these buyers are on, and they're looking for homes through these search engines. Well, guess what? On each of these websites, there's generally a sponsored agent for every community. Call those agents up, start building a relationship with them. They've got the active adult buyers. Here's another technique that you can do. Go into these large-scale communities in your area and start pulling the MLS listings and sales and find out who's selling homes in those big communities. That's the secret sauce of finding the agents that have the able-ready active adult buyers. So again, your goal is to get out there and start building relationships with these prominent realtors that focus on your clientele. Make them the first to know. Tell them, hey, if we can get a relationship, I'll give you the inside scoop on when the next lot releases. I'll give you a heads up when price increases are coming. I would even go as far as encouraging to invite these realtors in before your communities to maybe be part of a focus group. The more agents you can get dialed into your community early on, the better off you're going to be. Okay, here's another secret sauce for you to pay attention to. Number 5, find out where the grandkids are. I promise you, if the grandparents are moving here, they're moving to be close to the grandkids. Know where the grandkids are, you know where the grandparents are going. We call these the baby chasers, right? The best way to find out is if those grandkids live within a short distance of your community, well, there's a greater chance that you're going to end up on their short list of communities because you know the grandkids are nearby. Okay, one of the things you hear me mention a lot is people like to buy homes from people that are likable, people that are relatable, and also salespeople that are an expert. Now, when you're selling active adult homes, there are a few areas that you need to become an expert on. And one of them is you've got to be a finance expert. And what I mean by that is you're going to have buyers that maybe have another house to sell. Maybe they need to bridge the gap and own 2 houses for a short period of time. And if you're in those kind of situations, you got to be familiar with what is a HELOC, what is the difference between a home equity loan. How about a reverse mortgage or what they call a HECM loan? How does that work? Well, what about a mortgage recast? Do you know how that works and what the benefits are to a consumer? Another area you're going to want to be an expert on is the cost of ownership in the area you are located. What are the property taxes in your area? Does your area offer a homestead exemption? Are there any retirement benefits for government employees or military? These are the kinds of things that active adults are paying attention to when they're choosing a place to live. So let's get our head wrapped around these things, make yourself an expert, and let's jump ahead to the next video here in a moment. We'll see you in the next video.